And welcome back to Hawk Talk. Jeff Dooley catching up with a former Hawk and alumni, Mike Turner, who played for the Hartford Hawks between 2006 and 2009. Wow, Mike, has it been that long? That's
It,
crazy.
yeah, sadly, my facial features will tell you it's been that long.
How are you, my friend?
Doing well, doing well.
You are out in the West Coast right now. And, I want to look back at your career. And obviously, your group, that recruiting class, was really the class, Mike, that set the foundation for the program and Coach Gallagher, what it is today. And obviously, tons of success with Coach Gall and a chance to play in the championship game. Unfortunately, last year it was canceled due to the pandemic. But when you were here as your first year player, did you realize that the group that you had, that you were building something this special?
I didn't, coming in honestly with the new coaching staff and a lot of changeover in players, I was kind of just excited about the opportunity. And, coming from the West Coast, going out East, it was an eye-opening experience for me. And then as we started to practice and get some scrimmages in and start working together, then you started to realize, hey, we got some good chemistry and some solid players. But, the first day I stepped on campus, I didn't know what to expect,
Right. What was it like for a kid from California to come east to play basketball in college?
Well, that was one of the things I wanted to do, was use basketball as a tool to get me to see parts of the world that I normally wouldn't have had the opportunity to. And so for me, it was an eye-opening experience. I mean, I'll never forget Dan Leibowitz picking me up from the airport and driving through, and we got lost on Albany Avenue. And this couldn't have been more than his second time. I mean, probably the first time interviewing, second time picking me up. We're on a recruiting trip, and he's like, "Do you know where to go?" And I was just surprised that nobody had fences. Coming from California, your property line, everybody's got fences and all that jazz. And so, the East Coast, it was an eye-opening experience. It was fun though.
We'll talk more about your playing days with the Hawks in a bit, but bring us up to date now. What you're doing after you graduated? I know you played a little bit longer, and bring us up to speed. What's going on?
Yeah, so I did have a short little stint over in Germany, and that was a good experience as well. After that, went down, spent some time in New Orleans, Louisiana, and as everybody knows about New Orleans, that's a great city. Worked down there, and my high school coach at the time, Rick Winter, kept calling me like, "You got to come back. I got this idea. I know it'll take off, but I need you to help." So after probably about a year of him convincing me and about 40 pounds in Southern food, I made my way back west with my wife, Ashley, and, started this North Bay Basketball Academy with him. And, it's really a phenomenal program in the Bay Area as far as giving kids opportunity to play year round, and trainings and camps and clinics and all types of stuff we offer. And so I've been doing that for the last 10 years and really enjoying everything that has to offer.
Tell us, Mike, a little bit about the program. Obviously, you played at a very high level, so you certainly bring a lot that I'm sure parents want to hear about their opportunities for their kids.
Yeah, I mean, so we have all different spectrums of it. And, what I really try and focus on is the training, the clinics, and the high school kids, and setting realistic expectations. Every year we have a parent meeting, and I sit down and tell them, look, if you want a program that's going to sugarcoat it for you, this isn't it. We're going to be honest with you. You may not like it, but this is what your kids need moving forward. And as we all know, basketball ends for us all at some point, but the structure, the discipline, the commitment, the teamwork, all those lessons that you learn through it, that's what we really emphasize, especially at the younger age. Now, our travel teams, our elite high school teams, yeah, those kids, we go out to compete, to win, to get these kids placed in the next level. But, we have a development program, and then we have what we call our travel program. And so, we offer all different aspects depending on what level you're at.
Are you still lacing them up and mixing it up sometime with the older kids?
Oh, I mean, these young kids, they're social medias now, so they like to run their mouth. And so every now and then I'll have to throw them on and, show them how we used to play. It wasn't just run. Well, 3-point line was important, but I give them a little body every now and then.
I love it. Mike, when you look back at Hartford, what are some of the memories that you have starting for the Hawks and the years that you played here?
I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better first game ever. I mean, going out with Rich Baker and Bo Taylor and Joe and Alex Aminkus and stepping out to start that Georgetown game and just, I believe we were at the MCI Center and just stepping out there and it's just like, okay, here you go, and so that one obviously really sticks with me. The conference championship, just that whole run, that season, I believe that was my junior year. That season was just, we had a good run. And unfortunately, the result wasn't what we wanted, but, that game in itself, even though it had a sour ending, really was, a memory for me. And just traveling, experiencing the East Coast, all those 8-hour bus trips up to Bangor and, Penn State, I think, was a doozy, so, just really a lot of good memories and a lot of good relationships made over the years.
Mike, when did you realize that you may want to get into coaching?
I think something inside me always kind of said I'd go that route. Didn't necessarily know that it would be the travel program avenue. You and I had some good conversations. I really, really did like the broadcasting aspect and all that. And then having interned with yourself and watching how grueling of a business it is, I didn't know if that was going to be it for me. What I knew is I couldn't sit at an office desk from 9 to 5 and crunch numbers and do that. So I have so much love for the game. And, I had a really, really important mentor to me when I was young coming up, Marshall Liverman. And actually, you talk about memories. One of the greatest memories was we played Villanova and he was right there on the floor. And, but, he just instilled in me work ethic, but fun, and making it enjoyable and really building a passion. And so that, when I got done playing and looked at the college coaching aspect of it, trying to have a young family, that has its own drawbacks, so this situation at the time was really a good fit. And then as I started to get into it, I really realized how much impact you can have on your community through coaching sports.
Yeah, and to fill everyone in, Mike was my intern many moons ago with the New Britain Rockcats at the time, and it was awesome having you because you could communicate well with the players. And I think you had some of those favorite Cali guys, right? Trevor Plouffe, I think, was on before he made it pretty big in the major leagues. And I know there's some
Maharis ended up coming out here playing for my Giants for a little bit.
He did. So
yes. It was fun. It was fun watching those guys bounce through the big leagues.
What's the most rewarding thing to you now as a coach when you see something with your players?
Probably the most rewarding thing to me, and it's funny because I have friends who are like, how do you deal with some of the kids who aren't as talented, and when I get emails from parents just talking about how their son has, come out of his shell and really self-confidence, and now he's not a shy little kid who's scared to go out and meet other friends, but now he's out there, and so watching these kids really grow and get self-confidence and kind of stand up for themselves in the right manner, and that for me is the most rewarding. You watch these kids come in, they're shy, they're scared, and all of a sudden they're giving crap to their buddies and They just become another one of the guys. And so for me, that's what's really rewarding. I mean, it's great. We've placed, 20 plus kids over the years in the NCAA level, and I'm sure it's even more. Brock Winter will probably be mad at me that I said 20, but he handles our college stuff as far as the numbers. But just watching these young kids really gain confidence in all aspects of life, not just basketball.
Well, it seems like yesterday we were out in the West Coast and you were a player on the Hawks. And I remember Hartford had a basketball practice at your old high school, and we walked in and there's Mike Turner stuff everywhere, like, 6,000 points and all, a million rebounds. And I remember some of the guys kidding you saying, I think Mike came in the night before and put out all these banners so we could see. But man, that had to be pretty cool going back and playing in front of, your friends and family in your home state.
Absolutely. I mean, I just really loved having the guys in the area I grew up. I mean, we stayed over in Larkspur, which is beautiful, as you know, and we did this. I mean, one of my greatest memories, San Quentin trip with Casey Jones, you know, and
Yeah,
listening to him
right,
tell stories about Mr. Russell and them going out there when the inmates were there. So the
right.
whole experience was amazing. Obviously, you know, records were meant to be broken. So some of those you saw up in the with the change in the evolution of the game, some of those scoring records went down. But you know, and then playing at Stanford in front of all my old coaches and friends and family, you know, it was a nice coming home gift as a senior.
You know, we often talk about the glory days with you and Joe Zaglinski and Bo Taylor. And again, you guys really put that foundation down that Coach Gallagher is able to build on, and he's got a pretty good program going now. You know, it's awesome catching up with you, buddy. Continued success, and glad to hear you guys are doing so well. And tell Ashley hi.
Thank you, will do, and say hello to Marnie and everybody back east for us.
I will, Mike. Great talking to
Take,
you, buddy.
take care.
All right.